What's going on, everyone? So I am going to film a workout at home today. Today is leg day. I've actually been enjoying doing leg days because you can get really creative with it. There's lots of different variations of squats and just lots of squats really, but there is some other stuff you can do. And I've been asked by some people to give them some ideas of how to exercise to not lose any gains while working out at home without just having to do cardio all the time. All right, so done my warm up, done my mobility and stretching. So now it's time for my workout. So for the sake of simplicity, today I'm just gonna show you guys stuff that you can do without equipment. I might do another video sometime with like resistance bands and like weights and stuff you can find around your house to give you some ideas like that. But for today, it's just simple. For this workout, you can get a good workout without any equipment, and you can get a good leg pump and hold on to those leg gains. So I'm gonna give you some ideas. Obviously, this is not an exhaustive list of everything you can do, but this is just what I'm gonna do today, and hopefully it gives you some good ideas. All right, so first exercise, we're just gonna do some body weight squats, nice and simple. So feet shoulder width apart, core tight, knees out, all the way down. And then really squeeze them glutes at the top. Whew. Those are squats. Next, you're gonna do some hip thrusts. Couch is perfect for this. Or you can use whatever else, but I think couch is perfect height. So basically you just rest your arms and your upper back on the couch, feet shoulder width apart, and you want to make sure that you plant your heels, and as you thrust up, to really squeeze your glutes. Try to control it down, squeeze your glutes. So if you've never done this before, you might feel a really intense contraction at the top. But if you've done this before, a good variation to make it a little bit more difficult is to actually keep one leg up and do single-legged hip thrusts. So with this variation, you're gonna wanna do a certain amount per side. So for me, I'm gonna go till about 80% to failure and then switch sides. For all the bouncers. You want another variation that makes it a little bit more difficult. In between each rep, you can add a little pulse. So you go all the way up, then halfway down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, halfway down, all the way up, all the way down. So that just increases your time under tension. Whew. All right, so next exercise, we are going to do, basically what I would do is I'd start with squats, and then I'll do hip thrusts, and I'll actually superset that with what's called Bulgarian Split-Squats. So basically you're just putting one leg up on a couch, a chair, your dog. Basically just have one leg elevated behind you. You're gonna have your weight over top of your leg that you're gonna be squatting down on. And the idea is you want your knee to travel a little bit to the outside of your foot, keeping your weight in your glutes and your hamstrings as much as possible, and keeping your chest as upright as possible through the motion. So it's gonna look basically just like this. And you really want to squeeze that glute at the top. I find it helpful to bring my hands out in front as I go down, just for balance. But I mean, you can keep your hands at your side if you want. Doesn't matter. Don't let your knee hit the ground, but if you can get it to touch, that's awesome. Same as the other stuff, just roughly 80% till failure. Once you feel that fatigue, push through a little bit. Really make sure that you're getting a good burn out of it before moving on. Oh, let's go, come on. Whew. So and then right away you want to switch legs. So I'll show you facing me for this set, so you can see what it looks like. My knee is going to travel out a little bit. My right knee is going to just barely touch the ground. Controlling down, exploding up through that glute. You probably will feel this in your quads as well. This does work your whole leg really well. All right, let's go. All right, so for the last two exercises, we're gonna superset lunges with step-ups. So lunges, you can either do walking, just as you're walking forward, controlling it down. Don't let your knee hit the ground hard, just control it down. And walk forward, like alternating sides. Probably do like 10 one direction, 10 the other direction kind of thing. Whatever you can do. Same as the exercises before, about 80% to failure or 80% RPE. But you can do walking forward lunges or just regular standing lunges where you go forward and come back, alternate legs. Or you can do reverse lunges where you step back into it, then come back forward, alternate legs, back into it, come back forward. So the main idea as you're doing this is you really want to feel a stretch in your glutes and your hamstrings. So this should be tight, this should be tight as you're going up, and you want to squeeze it at the top. And then alternate legs, same thing. This should be tight, this should be tight, back up. So yeah, and with this, same as before, about 80% to failure, and that's good enough to get a good pump in your legs. The idea of training for hypertrophy is it's the highest researched training method to encourage muscle growth. So that's what we're going after. Ideally, you would have some sort of weight with you where you can hit 80% to failure at around 10 to 12 reps. But like I said, this is just a basic video showing you what exercises you can do with zero equipment at home. So, but if you have some sort of weights or anything around the house that you can use as weights, ideally with handles, this is a perfect exercise to do that with. If you just like hold a milk jug in each hand or something. For me, I have toolboxes, which work great. You can get creative with that, or you can hold something out in front of you and kind of, you know, get creative. With step ups, the idea is you want to control the movement, and you really want to keep your core tight, and you really want to push through with posterior chain of your legs, and then you're gonna drive your opposite knee upward as you step up. So I'll show you here. So you start on the right leg and drive that left knee up, control it down, step down. Now we're gonna go with the left one, drive the right knee up, step down, control it down. So you can do it that way where you're alternating from right to left, or you can stay on the same side and just match the amount of reps you do with the other side. So you can do the right leg, step down, stay on the right leg, stay on the right leg if you want. But for me right now, I'm just gonna do, instead of doing that, I'm gonna do alternating. So I'm gonna go back and forth until I'm at about 80% failure. So all of these exercises are really good options to use in the way that I've shown here, where you're supersetting these. So once I've done this, I'm gonna go back to my lunges, and I'm gonna do 3 sets of this superset. So in total, I will have done this 3 separate times with rest in between, as well as 3 sets of lunges. So for those of you that don't know, a superset is one exercise done immediately after another exercise with 0 rest in between the 2. And that's one superset. And then you take about 45 seconds to a minute and a half rest between sets, depending on how exhausted you are. You want to keep that heart rate high, but this isn't cardio, so you're not going to be doing constant work. So the way that I started was with squats. So I'll just do squats, 3 sets till 80%, till failure. So for me, that was like 25 squats with like 45 seconds to a minute of rest between sets. And then I'll superset the Bulgarian split-squat with the hip thrusts. So do them one right after the other, and then take about a minute rest between supersets. Do that 3 times. And then I'm gonna superset the lunges and the step ups, like I just explained. Superset that 3 times. And then that, honestly, if you don't have a good pump and a good sweat going on after that, then, you know, you're gonna need some weights, because I can't help you. But the idea is, this is kind of based on how much you push yourself. So, you know what, I encourage you to put some intensity into this. Push yourself. If you feel like pushing past 80%, that's fine. I wouldn't encourage going to failure on stuff like this. Maybe until the end of your workout. You can if you feel like it, but just for the sake of recovery and everything like that, and the fact you're going to want to do this fairly often, because you're lifting less total volume from what you'd be doing in the gym normally. In the gym, you know, you're squatting however much weight, however many times in an hour period. It's going to be a lot more total weight lifted than what you're doing with your body. So that means that you can train this exercise, a calisthenics workout, more frequently throughout the week, to hit that same volume amount, and that will encourage more muscle growth. As long as you're having at least 48 hours, I would say, between leg days, or between doing the same workout basically, then you're allowing your body ample time to recover, and you're encouraging muscle growth by keeping consistent with training with more volume. And yeah, this stuff is easy to do at home, right from the comfort of your couch. Yeah, so if there's any other exercises that you guys can think of, post them in the comments. There's plenty more that I could have done, but this is just what I decided to do for my workout today, and I did it based around not using any equipment so that I could give you guys some ideas of what you can do at home. So if this helps, let me know if you want me to do more videos like this. Peace.